of the month, not that time of the month, that time of the month on the third Tuesday of every month when we do our Ask Me Anything. I'm Stephen Sashin, CEO and co-founder of Xero Shoes. If you've watched these before or seen me before, you might not recognize me right now because I'm wearing an actual shirt with buttons and a collar. Had a meeting. It's a long story, but if you want proof that it's still me, here I am in bobblehead form, along with my wife, Lena Phoenix. There's Lena, there's me here, bobbleheady form, in a Xero Shoes t-shirt. So what we're doing on this Ask Me Anything is, well, pretty much you can ask me anything. And whether it's about minimalist footwear or barefoot shoes or how to transition into those safely and enjoyably or whatever else I can think of, or anything else you can do with them, what makes Xero Shoes special, what I'm cooking for dinner tonight, you name it, you can ask it. The way it's going to work is pretty simple. This is a live event. So if you type in comments, I will see them over there on my screen, and then I will answer them. And that's why I'm looking over there. If you see me looking over there, it's because, looking at the screen. And we're not going to stay on here forever. It's basically just as long as you need me. But the first and most important thing is the announcement that you can hopefully see in that little, there we go, that little, wait, hold on, there. That little part of the window over there is really hard to do. Everything's upside down and backwards. We are doing something unprecedented. We are having a sale on our two best-selling products. The Prio, I'll say more about it in a second, and the HFS, I'll say more about it in a second. The question, why? Because, oops, we ordered way too many. Between pandemic things and supply chain things, we just didn't know what to do. And actually, I think someone just made a mistake in an Excel spreadsheet. Suffice it to say, we have way more than we can handle, in part because we are bringing in new products for the fall of 23, and we need to make room in the warehouse. So if you go to xeroshoes.com/oops, you'll get all the detail. Now, here's the deal. This sale isn't actually starting until Thursday, like 12:01 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday, but we are telling people now because we are very confident that we are going to be selling out of some of the sizes and colors that are going to be available of the Prio and the HFS. The discount is going to be between 30 and 50% off. We have never done anything like this. Hopefully we will never have to do anything like this again. But you're going to go there. You can see that you can register to not only get an early notification that the sale has begun, but because again, we are going to sell out of some of these things, but also you'll be registering to win one of 5 $100 xeroshoes.com gift certificates. Now, I say xeroshoes.com in particular because this is a sale where we're getting rid of the inventory here in the US. They don't have this issue in the EU. They don't have this problem in the UK where we have xeroshoes.eu and xeroshoes.co.uk. So this is only here on our US website. But the discount is so great that if you are in one of those locations, you may discover that it's less expensive to take advantage of the discount and deal with the shipping, et cetera, than to buy locally. So FYI, and you'll find what's the word I'm looking for? Our sweepstakes app on the right of the page or the bottom of the page, depending on the device you're using. There's different actions you can take to get entries into the sweepstakes to win one of those gift certificates. The more entries you get, the better your chances of winning. Do not wait to see if you won before you pick up either one of these shoes at this incredible discount, because we announce the winners after the sale ends. But that's cool because if you win and you had already purchased something, we can apply your winnings to your purchase. Or, of course, you can use that money to get something else for you or someone you love or someone you would like to have know or love you. All right, some things came in, so let me address them really quickly. Let's see. Keith says, let's go. We've gone. Kyle says, can we tell which the Prio discount will be before the sale starts? I can tell you it'll be between 30 and 50% off, and it depends on the colors. I think just the colors. Again, because we're just trying to clear out as much as we can. And there's some colors where we have way more than other colors. I think it's the best way to say it. What's the return exchange policy for the sale? Same as usual, basically. That was a question from Patricia. So it's not like this is as is, no returns, et cetera. The policy is the same as what we normally have. All right. And some of you missed it, so you didn't see it because I'm wearing like a real shirt, which I literally can't remember the last time I did this, but in case you want to make sure it's me, there I am in bobblehead form, me and Lena, bobble. So now you know it's me. So once again, now if you don't know what makes Xero Shoes special, and if you don't want to know more about these two shoes, the Prio and the HFS, I'll tell you. Let's do the special part first. In short, here's what we're all about. Stronger is better than weaker. Moving is better than being immobile. Feeling is better than being numb. Alignment is better than being misaligned. If you don't disagree with those things, that's what we're all about. We're here to give you the best experience you have of being able to be strong and balanced. Did I say balanced? I think I might have said balanced. Strong and balanced and feeling the world safely so your brain knows what to do with the rest of your body, and properly aligned so you're not putting extra stress on various things, and moving. You have a quarter of the bones and joints of your whole body in your feet and ankles. They're supposed to move. They're supposed to bend and flex. Your feet are supposed to bend and flex, not the bones. And that's what we're all about. So we make shoes with a wider foot-shaped toe box. Squeezing your toes together makes it so you can't move very well, can't balance very well, can't get the strength that you need. We're low to the ground for balance and agility. Also, we don't elevate your heel because that messes with your posture. And then if you do that, it tips you forward. You have to adjust in your knees, your hips, and your back. That's not good. We don't have a thing called toe spring. That just, again, messes with your ability to balance and move properly. Our shoes are super, super flexible. That's good for travel. People say that, but actually, that's good for travel, but that's okay. They're flexible enough to let all those bones and joints move the way they're supposed to move. The sole is designed to give you traction and protection, but also that ground feeling you need so your brain knows how to move your body efficiently, effectively, enjoyably. And they are so lightweight. People say they've literally gone to bed still wearing their Xero shoes because they forgot they had them on. This is the HFS. It's a road running shoe, technically. It's got a nice road-friendly tread, but people wear it for pretty much everything, working out, playing basketball or pickleball or tennis. Again, up to you. We have other shoes for those purposes as well. But the point is, people pick up our shoe that we designed for something, and then they wear it for a whole bunch of other things. Same thing with the Prio. The Prio, this is actually the first performance shoe that we made back in 2017. And compared to the HFS, it's a little heavier. It's a little more rugged. This is sewn on more rugged materials versus the welded materials that you can see here, for example, on the back. And it has our visible adjustable midfoot and instep straps here. They're just hidden behind those things right there. And what else? Again, people use this shoe, same thing. Running, walking, hiking, working out, you name it, you can use the Prio for that. So both of these shoes, incredibly versatile, incredibly wonderful for pretty much everything you can think of. And they're going to be on sale between 30 and 50% off. Starts on Thursday, runs through July 6th, right after my wife Lena's birthday, which is a little bit before that. Again, don't wait to the end and see what's left over. We're not, changing the discount during the sale. We're not getting more in during the sale. This is a clear out sale, just to get rid of as many of these as we can, so we have room to bring in the new stuff and to right size our inventory. Like stores like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Ross. Those exist because no company has ever bought the right amount of inventory, and we are no exception. So let's see. Kathy says, I love the Scrambler Mid. When will the Scrambler Low be available? I think during our fall product launch in like late August, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't keep that in my head, but I'm 99.9% sure. It's an amazing shoe. Kitty Toe Sock says, I need a pair for CrossFit, which might be a good fit for that. Either one, really. This is going to be just a little more rugged. So depending on what WODs you're doing, workout of the day, for people who don't know CrossFit, this might just give you a little more protection. But if you're really thinking CrossFit, frankly, I would just go for the shoe we made specifically for that. This is the 360, just a much more rugged outsole. This has rubber inlays to handle rope climbing. Really, really breathable, really adjustable. We have a lot of people doing CrossFit in this shoe, but we also have a lot doing it in the Prio. So it just depends on what you're doing. Keith says the Prio is a great shoe. Already own the Prio suede. It's up there hiding in a corner, but just a more elegant version of our best-selling and first performance shoe that we ever made. So let's see, what else can I tell you? Again, there we go. Which ones are on sale? The Prio, just the regular Prio, all the different colors of that, and the HFS. Zulina says, what's the best for pickleball? We have people who are playing in both. So a couple things about pickleball. I think the Prio is going to give you more lateral protection, and support, because of the sewn on components on the outside and the inside, the lateral side and the medial side. But we also have people who are playing pickleball, FYI, in the 360 and also in our training shoe, the Forza Trainer. Frankly, we have people playing pickleball in our Speed Force racing flat and the HFS and everything else. So I would say if you're looking for more lateral support, then I would go for the Prio versus the HFS if you're just getting the stuff on sale. But I'd also consider the 360 and the Forza Trainer because that's what those are made for. Uh, uh, um, let's see. Christine says I'm a size 6 in the Prio Neo. What would it be in the Prio? Should be the same. And we do free domestic exchanges if we're incorrect, as long as you keep the shoes in new condition. So basically, when you get it, try it on indoors. If it seems wrong, our customer happiness team will be more than happy to help you out. You may want to, and this is okay. I'm not going to tell everyone this, but if you're not sure and it looks like we may sell out, then you might want to just get, 2 sizes and we can pretend that one's an exchange and just let you do the free return as an exchange. Shh. So something that's totally doable. Did I miss anything? No, those are all the questions so far. So, Egans, what else can I tell you? Interesting things happening here. We do have our fall. By the way, I'm having a crazy big hair day. My apologies. We're having a surprising amount of humidity here in Colorado, and that's what happened. Mike says, hey, great shoes, Stephen. Thank you. Hey, Mike, thank you. And thank all of you. Just FYI, part of the reason we're having this crazy sale, like, oops, we screwed up, is because, and it's xeroshoes.com/oops to find out more, is because we've been growing so fast thanks to all of you who have not only purchased our shoes, but talked to other people about our shoes. I did a survey. Some of you may have gotten a request to fill this out. And we asked people, have any of these happened to you? A, someone stopped you on the street to ask about your shoes. B, someone stopped you on the street recognizing you were wearing Xero shoes. C, you just bumped into somebody else wearing Xero shoes. Or D, none of the above. Guess what? How many people had not had any of those experiences? You don't have to type it in, I'll just tell you. It's about 15%. That's a very small number, especially for a company our size. The people who have been stopped on the street by someone saying, what are those? It was over 70%. Just crazy town for how much we've been growing because of people like you who've been willing to stop and talk to strangers, and which is great, and share Xero Shoes with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. My favorite thing is when someone says, I just turned my 80-year-old grandma or mother, depending on who you are, on Xero Shoes, and she loves them, or grandpa, he loves them too. So thank you. We're incredibly grateful. The number one driver of our business is word of mouth and people coming back and buying more Xero Shoes, because once you get used to them, kind of hard to go back to anything else. But, I'm going to give you a fun thing that's coming up soon. I'm releasing an ebook called The Running Injury Reduction Plan. It's a horrible name, but that's what it is. And here's what it's all about. It's for people who don't want to run in Xero Shoes, in particular, runners who think that what we're doing makes no sense. That's cool. I'm okay with that, because there's research showing that if you do an 8-week foot exercise program and you're running in regular shoes, your risk of injury is reduced by 250% over the course of what was the year-long study. Now, many people will not do a 8-week foot strengthening exercise program, even if you could just do it while you're watching TV, which there's other good news, because there's research showing that if you just walk in a pair of minimalist shoes like Xero Shoes, you can build foot strength as much as that same exercise program. In other words, think about it this way. If you walk in minimalist shoes, you can build foot strength as much as doing the exercise program that reduces injury risk by 250% over the course of a year. Now, I'm the first one to say they haven't done the study just showing wearing our shoes reduces injury risk, that direct thing. But again, do the math, wearing these shoes. And the person who did this study on minimalist shoes and strength says you should get the same benefits from Xero Shoes as the shoes that she had to use in that study. But walking in these shoes, so for active recovery or just when you're walking around casually, in a pair of Xero Shoes can build foot strength. That foot strength can reduce injury risk. And it can also make it so those shoes you might be wearing for a run last longer, because you're not wearing them walking around where you're, messing them up and making the foam compress even more, even faster. So Kathy says, do you sell in Japan? Yes, we actually ship all around the world, and we have a distributor in Japan. If you go to xeroshoes.com/stores and type in Japan, you should find some of the stores that are carrying our product, but you might call them and check first and see what's happening there. But again, we ship all around the world, and we have other stores that are closer to Japan that also ship to Japan. So go to xeroshoes.com/stores and use our store locator, and hopefully that'll help you. What else? Roxy says, Charlie just tuned in. When's your sale? Starts on Thursday, and runs through January through July 6th. And I'm telling everyone now, because again, the moment the sale launches, we know we're going to sell out of certain sizes and colors. That's part of the plan. But if you want to pick up the HFS, our highly flexible sole, our happy face shoe, or the Prio, our best-selling do everything you can think of shoe, then you're going to want to get there as soon as you can to make sure you get what you want. What else can I say about anything? Come again, this is an Ask Me Anything, so try anything. I'm game. If I don't have an answer, I might act like Chat GPT and make one up, and sound convincing when I do it, or I'll look something up. I'm up for it. So, and again, not looking to keep everybody on here forever. If all we're doing is saying, hey, be on the lookout for Thursday, and again, when you go to xeroshoes.com/oops, when you sign up to get notification about the sale, that means we're going to tell you the moment this thing goes live, so you can get a head start above the people who are just going to hear about it when we send an email and start posting on social media and alert about 1.5 million people. Hi, some things have came in. Let me see what I can do. Roxy says, I wear Xero shoes for everything. I love them. We love you, Roxy. Jennifer, I've been barefoot. She says, quote, barefoot. For 10 years, I've worn Prio since they were sold back in a kiosk in the Broomfield Mall. That was in 2018. Of course, I wore them for the first 3 quarters of my first marathon last weekend. Happy to hear that. I had some foot pain around mile 17. Not sure why, no blisters or cramps. I feel like that may be a foot strength issue, but I'm not sure how to go to the next level. Thoughts? ? What happens when we go out and do a little more than our body is ready for is we start changing our gait, and that can lead to things like foot pain. Now, here's a thing that I'll say. If you were only getting in one foot and not the other, that's a really interesting sign. Unilateral problems are my favorite kind of problems because, first of all, that's how Xero Shoes started. So I went for my first barefoot run, like legit barefoot. For people who don't know, I'm a Masters All-American sprinter. I don't run distance. I had never run more than a mile, and I didn't like doing that before going barefoot. So that first barefoot run, I ended up running a little over 5K, and I could have kept going, but we all as a group stopped. And I was just having so much fun feeling the ground, experimenting with my gait, seeing what would happen if I ran faster or slower, ran at the same speed while moving my legs faster or slower, landing on different parts of my feet. I was having a blast. Then after about 20 minutes after I finished that run, I noticed I had a big blister on the ball of my left foot. Not my right foot. Right foot was totally fine. Left leg was the one that was getting injured more often at that time. So the next barefoot run with a gaping hole in my foot, I went, if I can find a way to run that doesn't hurt this, I'm probably not doing the thing that caused this. And so I went out on the next run and only paid attention to my good foot, to my right foot. And after a little while, 9 minutes and 30 seconds to be exact, my left foot got on board with the idea. My gait changed. I was overstriding and pointing my toes. I was landing on the ball of my foot, but with my foot too far in front of my body. So that was putting force there, friction there, caused the blister. So again, Jennifer, if it was a 1 foot thing, you might want to just kind of, see what happens as we get tired and gait changes. If paying attention to that good leg kind of gives you some ideas of ways to mess around with it, or just mess around with, your cadence, run with the same speed, fast, or run a little faster, run a little slower, change how many steps per minute, faster or slower, try combinations of that. And it may be just that you overran your feet. So you just did a little more than your feet are ready for and your body was ready for. So I don't have anything specific without, seeing you at the beginning of the run and then seeing video at the 17-mile mark to see what I discover. By the way, some people do ultra marathons. They'll start the ultra in our sandals or in our shoes, knowing that, when you're doing a 100-mile race, you just need to do whatever you can to get to the end. And sometimes they'll switch into a pair of shoes because they know their feet are just toast and there's nothing you can do about that. I remember I was at a talk at the University of Colorado. At that time, Tony Kropitschko, who was a very famous ultra runner, he was doing the talk, and someone said to him, I've done a 50-mile race, but I've never done a 100-mile race. What do I need to do to train for that? And Tony said, nothing. If you're doing a 50, everything else is in your mind. Your body's going to fall apart, and you just have to do what you need to do to get to the end. So it may be like that for you for a marathon, Jennifer. I don't know without knowing much more. Pardon me, I get the hiccups. Much more about you and your running, but I'm happy to help in whatever way I can. I hope that does help. Mike says, I've transitioned to running almost solely. Boo, bad dad joke. Oh, I got it. Solely. Now I got it. Yeah, it is bad joke. And Xero Shoes, I'm so thankful. Question, I've always used them with socks. Do people use them extensively without socks? Personal preference, I don't wear socks just because, frankly, I'm lazy and I don't want to waste my time putting socks on. I also just like the feeling of it too. If you are going to wear socks, I just say go for the thinnest sock you can get away with. Go for something moisture wicking, odor protectant or whatever. But you want to go as thin as possible because you don't want to lose this sensation, that ground feedback that you're getting from your shoes. Patricia, all colors on the sale or certain ones? All colors should be on sale. Are we able to shop the sale ahead of time? Nope. Just as soon as we get the page ready to go on Thursday, it might be as early as like midnight Eastern time on Thursday, but I'm not positive yet. We want to get it up and running as quickly as we can, but I don't have a good answer because things always happen last minute. Hassan says, great shoes, Stephen. Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you. Peter says, which of your shoes are considered vegan? Anything that doesn't say it's not. So we have a couple of leather shoes. We have a leather version. We have a leather version of the Prio that we made for people who were in places where liquids were spilling on their feet and they couldn't have them penetrate, things like that. We have a leather version of our Denver. We have a couple others I don't remember. But basically, if it doesn't say leather, the Phoenix for women, if it doesn't say leather in the name of the product, it's vegan. It's the best thing I can say. Or vegan friendly. The shoe is not a vegan. The shoe is a shoe, but vegan friendly. So our goal is to make as many shoes as we can that are vegan friendly for many reasons, but there's sometimes where specific use cases, it just doesn't work. And we are a natural movement company, first and foremost, and we want to give people things they need. I mean, we're dealing with some people who are in the military or in police forces or fire departments where they're told they need a leather shoe. And so we're doing that. Now there's some police forces that don't have that restriction. So again, it's natural movement first and foremost, vegan after that. Oh, let's see. Christine, what's the best way to clean my Prio Neos? I want to dunk them in disinfectant wash. I get that. So I work in a grocery, she said, and I want to dunk them in a disinfectant wash. I wouldn't recommend that. What we typically recommend is just, soap and water, hand wash them, rinse them out really good, let them air dry. Contact our customer happiness team and they may have some other suggestions. I don't have a better answer for you at the moment. History Raider. I had to modify shoes for the last 20 years to make a barefoot shoe. Didn't work out well. Started wearing Xero 2 years ago, and now I own many Xeros. I love them. Thank you so much. Look, we know a lot of people who've done that, where they would take their shoes and sand down the soles, and that didn't work. There's a distance running coach, very famous guy named Phil Maffetone. He's a doctor, Dr. Phil Maffetone. And Phil's recommendation way back when, and this is in the 80s, was go to Walmart and get the cheapest shoe you can get away with because it's going to be really, really thin, really flexible. It'll have a pointy toe, but it's going to be better in terms of natural motion than anything else. And besides, when you wear them out, who cares? They were $5. So it's a tricky thing to modify something to make it work. In fact, there's no way you can modify a shoe to give it a wider toe box. I mean, you can if you're really going to work hard on that, but that's a tricky one. Gabby, hi Gabby. I'm loving my Xeros more than ever. I love the blue Prio Neo. Me too. It's one of my favorites. That's the Prio Neo right there. We took the Prio and we made it a little more sleek and a little more elegant with the Prio Neo. And look, to let you in on some behind the scenes things, as any of you who've been on these calls know that I do, because I can't keep a secret. One of the reasons we have more Prios than we planned is because, frankly, the Prio Neo just like sucked the wind out of the Prio. So the Prio had been growing like 50 to 100% year over year. And so we ordered, assuming it was going to keep doing that. Then we released the Prio Neo and a couple of other shoes, and people grabbed those, and people were grabbing fewer Prios. So that's another reason why we messed up. Hence the oops, hence the go to xeroshoes.com/oops. I missed a couple things. Hold on, let me go back up. My apologies. Sometimes these come in out of order. What was that? Oh, was the shoe that I took a bite out of vegan? It was made of fruit leather, vegan fruit leather, a donut, vegan donut, and vegan pancakes. So yes, it was. Nathan, thanks for reading the chat with Chase Mountains. I'm just getting started in barefoot, but found that discussion super informative. I'm going to start looking for barefoot shoes for my toddler. We don't go down to toddler sizes yet, but we're starting to do that. You want to keep your kids barefoot as long as possible. And for those people who don't know, if you look for Chase Mountains on YouTube. He did a video a couple months ago about the lies the barefoot industry is telling you, and I took some issue with that because the things he was saying that we say, we don't say. So I emailed Chase and said, I could do a reaction video or I could do my own version, but that's not fun. Are you willing to have a chat about what you said so we can talk about this? And I think we were talking for like 2 hours, but he cut it down to about an hour, and it was super fun, and we're going to do part 2 of that, I think. So I'm glad you found that useful. Gabby says, I'm loving my Xeros more than ever. I love the Prio. I already said that because I missed the previous comment. Adrian is responding to Zulina about whatever Zulina said. I can't keep track of these things, by the way. Once I answer them, they scroll past me and then it disappears out of my brain. My apologies. So if I didn't answer that comment, please let me know. I think I did. Gabby says, I like the Prios, but the Prio are cuter and even more comfortable. There you go. Kathy, does Lena ever think about joining you for an AMA? Oh yeah, she thinks about it and then doesn't do it. She's a, not too surprisingly, I was going to say much more private person than I. That's because I'm way out there and she's not. So she's brilliant on these things, but especially like at the end of the day, she would rather hang out with our dog and, not do this. One day I'll try and get her on. Gabby, I use Xeros for everything. Teaching, I coordinate them with my professional outfits, walking in art museums for hours, sleeping in my super cute Aptos Inspector Green for errands, or I think you meant slipping on. That's what you meant to say, but it says sleeping on. Sleeping on my super cute Aptos Inspector Green for errands, etc. What's the best man shoe for pickleball? That's a question Adrian's asking. Again, we have people who do almost everything and everything we make. So I can tell you that most people are playing pickleball in the 360 or in the Forza trainer, but we also have people playing in the Prio. We have people playing in the HFS. We have people playing in the Speed Force, which is I'm going to grab the Speed Force. Our lowest to the ground, it's a racing flat. It's the closest thing to barefoot that we make. 4.5 millimeters of rubber, crazy lightweight, crazy flexible. This is the shoe that I train and race in. Do with that what you will. And it's a good one. We have some people who play, can you see it way up there in the Kelso? It's made to be a leather court shoe, and there's some people who play in that as well. So if it were me, well, see, I'm really into feeling just like as close to barefoot as I can. And since I sprint in the Speed Force, I'd probably use that as well. But if you want just a little more lateral support protection, the Prio gives you that. The 360 gives you that. The Forza trainer gives you that. The Kelso gives you some of that. So those are some of the options. You kind of can't go wrong, in my opinion. There's a lot of personal preference involved in performance things. So I hope that's in some way helpful. Gabby says, I wore the porcelain blue HFS at the beach on sand. Walking on sand is really strange. It is. Kathy asks, how was our trip to Europe? So we have a European office, hence xeroshoes.eu. They're based in Prague. And Lena and I hadn't had time to go over. Lena also was an exchange student in Germany when she was in high school. So her exchange family is still there. So she went over before I did to kind of get over jet lag. I met her in Germany. We had a wonderful time with her family, whom I've met a few times, and they're delightful. And then we went to Prague, amazing city if you haven't been. I mean, it's so weird seeing a Starbucks in a building where it says it was built in 1098. Crazy. And then we went to a spa town called Karlovy Vary, Karlovy, new word, Vary. Look it up. The pictures make it look like a fairy tale wedding cake, and they're legit. It was beautiful. You can just totally delightful. So the trip was wonderful. Thank you for asking. Old Man of the Sea. Hey, good to see you. Any updates on the Scrambler Low and Men's Gracie? Yes, on the first, not on the second. On the former, be on the lookout during our fall product launch sale. We'll be announcing that in the not too distant future. And I don't know what the story is with the Men's Gracie. I got to find that out. Let's see. Kayla Gary says, I have so many Xero shoes from boots to sandals. I might have to hide my next purchase from my husband. No, just get him to jump in and buy as many, and then you'll have a little competition. I will say, Lena, who used to own very few pairs of shoes, now has like every color of every shoe that she loves, which means I can only keep like 2 pairs of shoes at the house at any one time because there's no room for me, which is fine because I know where to find them. History Raider, is there any chance the Oswego will make a return? Probably not, but we have some other casual stuff to come in to replace that. So hopefully you'll see those and enjoy those instead. And here's what's going on. That shoe, the people who loved it loved it. It just didn't sell really well, and we just don't have the ability to hold on to things that that start selling really well. It's just, as we get bigger, ironically, we can. It's a weird thing about how inventory works. Gabby, I was at the Museum of Modern Art yesterday, saw someone in the Kelsos. Sadly, he didn't hear me admire his footwear. Here's my favorite story about that. If any of you know, on Craigslist, they have a thing called missed connections. And the idea is you bumped into someone and then you didn't get each other's contact info, or maybe you saw someone, didn't know if they saw you. You can put a missed connection in there and hope that you guys connect. Someone posted once, you had your Xero shoes on. I didn't have mine on. So I was so on the bus, and they named the bus. I was so embarrassed. I didn't think to say hi. I hope you find me. I was hoping that that person got found and that was going to be our first Xero Shoes wedding, but it didn't pan out. That's okay. Ignacio says, I use your shoes in my Shaolin Kung Fu class. I want to see video of that. I totally want to see that. Send that to us. Odd Man in the Sea just did my rowing workout in the Forza trainers. So comfy. Love that shoe. Forza trainer. And then Gabby, I would love to see the Born to Run Red Mesa Trails on sale. Yeah, I appreciate your opinion. That I don't know when or if that will even happen, because it's really just a new color, but also because anyway, there's a lot of stories for why that's probably not going to happen. But actually, during our holiday sale at the end of the year, maybe, you never know. David says, Greco, I love the Forza trainer. One critique would be to anchor the strap down tighter. There's not enough Velcro area, if that makes sense. Yes, not only does it make sense, but if you contact our customer happiness team, they will get you a shorter strap to replace it, and then that will give you what you're looking for. So there. So yeah, that's one of those things that you learn when you make something. It's not possible to make shoes perfectly on the first try, but we did hear people, a few people, not very many, who had that issue, and so we made shorter straps to help people like you out. So contact our customer happiness team; they'll help you out. Adrian, thank you. I used to wear trail runners with high heel to toe drop, and they cause pain in both knees. I've worn Xero Shoes for about 8 months now, and my knees are about 95% better. I hope that gets to 100%. Thanks for sharing. Odd Man in the Sea says, just in my rowing workout in the Forza trainers, so comfy. I said that already. Just open the strap and slip them in. No need to fiddle with laces once they're set. I agree. Ignacio, when are you releasing the flat-footed sandal? What do you mean? Because all of our shoes are flat, and I used to have flat feet till I started using them. I can't make any promises, but what do you, I'm not sure what you mean. Let me know what you're talking about. I will have my master record me soon. Oh, I got it. That's very cool. So again, my apologies. Literally, by the time I answer something that I see, I forgot what the hell we're talking about. So you might need to remind me. David says, yay for that thing. That I remember because that was really quick. And thank you. And that was right off of yay. So I got yay and thank you. That was I was able to do. All right. So we've been here for 32 minutes. Not all of you that long, but that's how long I've been here. So let me just do the reminder about what's going on, kind of the big news. And if you have any last second things, throw them in and I'll answer those and we can get out of here, because I have a dog and some sushi waiting for me at home, I've been told. So I'm happy about both of those things. My wife and I, we have never had a dog before, and we totally hit the rescue dog lottery with Paolo, who is just absolutely delightful. And of course, my favorite thing is going home and he just wags his whole body. So it's just wonderful. Slip-on sandal. Oh, okay. I'm waiting for something that's supposed to be, I'm going to be at a trade show. Oh, the biohacking conference in Orlando, Florida. If you don't know about it, that's where we'll be for the next 3 days, starting, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm flying out there tomorrow. So I'll be getting something that's mailed to me. So when I get back on Monday, I'm going to have something that is better than a slip-on to test. So fingers crossed. More about that later. Bilal, when are you releasing the PDF with a list of foot strengthening exercises? It's been making me crazy. That's the running injury reduction plan. And I'm still waiting for the last minute QA, quality assurance, on the website where we have that. I'm going to be gone for the next few days, so I might be able to get it done while I'm away. Otherwise, I'm hoping early next week. Dude, when I first copyrighted that ebook, it was 6 months ago, almost 7 months ago. So it has been a nightmare to deal with legal things and getting a new site up and finding out that site got hacked and shutting that site down and starting a new one. And let's just say the most difficult thing for me about being involved in this company at all, let alone being the co-founder and CEO, is how long it takes to get things done. And it's not just because of this company. It's just because we're dealing with physical products or a bunch of other people involved. I mean, most of my life, I did something where the way it worked is I did a thing, I got paid, then we were done. So now that we're already planning for the fall of 2025 on the product side. On the marketing side, we're planning things for next year. It makes my brain explode. But suffice it to say, coming out soon. Adrian says, "I'm super jealous. I love the Orlando Informer meetups." I haven't been to Orlando. Holy crap! In like 30 years. So this will be interesting. When is Xero Shoes going to be certified for USPS use? I don't know because I'm not sure what the USPS requirements are. So send an email to our support, our customer happiness team, support@xeroshoes.com. Let them know to forward that email to me, and let me know what the USPS requirements are. And then I'll see. I thought actually that the Prio All Day SR, so the leather version with a slip resistant sole, I thought that might be okay. And if we have to do something to get certified, pass that info on because I'm not aware of what that is. Our product, pardon me, our product team might know, but I don't. So pass that on. We'll figure it out. Can I answer your question above on rock climbing? Yes, I could. I just didn't see it. So let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Foot strengthening exercises, USPS shoe. Travis says, I believe postal approval require them to be leather. So we have leather, slip resistant, and made in the US. Oh, made in the US, we just can't do. It's literally not possible for us to make these here. I wish we could, but the companies that do are typically losing money doing it, charging a lot of money for their shoes. And for us, with some of the requirements that we have for making shoes the way we make them, it's literally not possible to do it in America in the same way that it's literally not possible to get a domestically made version of the devices we are using for this conversation. So, Bilal, I'm still trying to go back and find your previous message so that I can answer it about rock climbing. But I'm going way back, man, and I am not finding it. So it might not have made it through somehow, which is weird. Can you ask me it again? And I will answer it. And while you're doing that, my apologies for technology. Oh, geez, here we go. Wait, a couple other things. Wait, a couple things came in. Sorry. Travis says, I'm a mail carrier. I've been getting away with black HFS. The postal shoes are so bad. Shh, your secret's safe from me. You might want to consider the Prio All Day. Time to choose when we get some slides. That came on before. I'm getting a sample of something on Monday, Tuesday, and hopefully that will give us a good sense of when we'll be able to have that ready. It's a tricky thing, and I'll tell you why. Most slides are thick and stiff, which is partly what holds them on your foot. And they have a big arch thing, which partly holds them on your foot, and a thing behind their toes to partly hold them on your foot in a way that is not actually good for your feet. So I developed one about 2 years ago that was amazing, but only for 50% of the people who tried it. So it doesn't work. So we went back to the drawing board. We have a couple new things that we're checking out that hopefully will be good. Ryan, your question may not have gone through. That's for Bilal. Yeah, he's not seeing it either, Bilal. Oh, there it is. Dee Dee says, I have 11 pairs of Xero of all types. Love them. Thank you. We love hearing things like that, of course. Doesn't know why the question wasn't there. Doesn't matter. Basically, rock climbing shoes are really tight and squish the toes, but I love climbing. Any advice on being a barefoot runner and also a rock climber? Yeah. Wear whatever you need to wear to climb. Because when you're climbing, you're using your foot as a tool, and the shoe is just part of that tool. So most shoes, they squeeze your toes because in most cases, depending on the kind of climbing you're doing, you're going to need that. And sometimes you have something really stiff and you might need that. So there's different rock climbing shoes for different reasons. And we're never going to make anything that does that to your toes. And we're never going to make anything super stiff that just turns your foot into a lever. So here's what I recommend. Wear Xero shoes as much as you can, as often as you can. Use them for approach, use them for when you're leaving, and just, do what you need to do to get done what you need to get done. We have bicyclists, professional cyclists, who, of course, can't wear Xero shoes when they're on their bikes. We don't have a clip to clip in and other reasons, but they wear our shoes for everything else, and they say they're riding better because their feet are getting stronger once they get out of their shoes that are making them weaker. We have professional hockey players who say the same thing. We have our Olympic artistic swimming team says the same thing. We have some basketball players saying the same thing. So I can't tell you which basketball players were seen during the NBA Finals wearing our shoes because we do not have a sponsorship or other relationship deal with them yet. That's all I can say about that. Let's see what else came in. Oh yeah, USPS athletics seem to be okay. There's more people having conversation with each other about USPS shoes. What process you use to make your shoes? Whatever process you use to make your shoes, continue doing it. They're the most durable shoes I've owned. Thank you again. Dee Dee says I wear the HFS on my rides. We've had people ride across the country in our sandals. So that's a whole other story. All right. I'm going to do this last part about telling you what's going on and then answer the last questions. Then we're out of here. So a reminder, go to xeroshoes.com/oops, because that's going to be that is the announcement about our oops. We made way too many HFS and way too many Prio. And so we're selling them at between 30 and 50% off between Thursday, the 22nd and July 6th, whatever day that is. And do not wait till the end to see if your stuff is there. We're not increasing the discounts. You want to get there early because we are going to sell out of sizes and colors like right away practically. And when you go to xeroshoes.com/oops, you'll see more info about this. That info will change the moment the sale goes live. It'll give you the appropriate links for where to go. It will tell you what the actual discounts are fully. I mean, it actually says it now pretty much. And you can register to win one of five $100 xeroshoes.com gift certificates. And also when you do that before the sale, you'll be registering to get an email alert reminding you, go there now. And then there's other things you can do to register to win. Different activities give you a different number of entries. The more entries you get, the better your chances of winning. Don't wait till the end to see if you won, because we announce the winners of the sale after the sale, or the sweepstakes after the sale ends. Things came in. Kathy says, love what you and Lena, thanks to you and Lena for what you created and for all you do. Enjoy your sushi. Thank you, Kathy. It is literally a gift for us that we're able to do this. So thank you. And Travis, back to other people, my feet are like an 80 wide. There's no postal shoes in that size. Bilal, which of your shoes has the best grip on muddy trails? The Mesa Trail, or the Terraflex, or the I can do this, the Scrambler Mid, or the upcoming Scrambler Low, or the Excursion Fusion. So any of those. I'll just buy the SR USA tag. So a USA tag on, they won't know. Shh. Your secret's safe with me. Bang Zoom reviews. Oh man, just got here. I'm late. You are late. I'm getting out of here. But you can rewatch as soon as I'm done. This video will be posted. You can watch it. You can look at all the other comments. And then Yeti. Yeah, I can't do that right now. You know who you are. I was just accepted to the Xero Shoes Inner Circle back in April. Will we have any activities to do soon? We had a few that went out recently, like a survey we had to do and a couple others, but we've been so crazy busy, we've been neglectful, I will confess. So hopefully soon is the best thing I can say. Jordan, don't even think about retiring. Who said I was thinking about retiring? I just got to get the hell out of here and get some dinner. Bang Zoom reviews. I watched your video with Chase Mountains. I'm happy you did that. It was a good watch. It was so much fun. He's great. And we had a blast. We might do version 2. Scrambler Low. When we launch our fall products, that's all I can say. At least I'm 99.9% sure that's when we're doing it. I've been wrong before, and I will again, but I think that's when it's happening. Hope I'm not wrong. Anyway, we'll find out. Okay. Hey, I got to the end. I'm going to get out of here. xeroshoes.com/oops. If you want to be part of the sale on the HFS or the Prio. If not, just go to xeroshoes.com or xeroshoes.eu or xeroshoes.co.uk as appropriate. But most importantly, whatever you do, just go out and have fun and live life feet first. All right. See you later.